Whoa! Finally, I feel a little bit of mental stability. Guys, I just fasted all day. It's 5:53 p.m. here in California. And I just ate my first meal of the day. And yep, it was In-N-Out Burger. So I finally feel a little, oh my God. I did a 5K run this afternoon. Actually, I did it in the afternoon with a 12-pound vest. And I did it with my cross, my little Jerusalem cross that I got. And I was thinking about God, and I don't want to scare you guys if you guys aren't into religion or anything like that. I'm not trying to scare you away. I just wanted to tell you some things I found out online. So I was thinking about God a lot, and I was actually listening to music, some kind of godly music, as I was doing my 5K run. And I'm doing my 5K run with my 12-pound pack. I'm going to make it a nice and easy, a little softly kind of run. I actually did a lot better than I did last year without a pack. So I know that I'm increasing my time, my distance, my endurance. Everything is increasing overall, which is awesome. But I came home and I was like, oh, let me just drink a little bit of a protein shake, just a little protein shake I had. So a little bit of calories in there, maybe about 90 calories. Not compared to the over 500 calories I burned. So and just doing a small run. So I was thinking about God. Don't run away if you're not religious. Just hear me out. Just hear me out, guys. Just hear me out. And if God was carrying the cross, and I had my little cross with me, right? And I was like, if God was carrying the cross, how far did he go? And well, shoot, man, like how heavy was that cross? So here I go looking it up, and guys, just in a nutshell, I would say majority of the findings are all pretty specific about the distance, because it was from one location to the other, and they could not get that wrong, the distance. It was typically about half a mile. It was a half a mile distance. Now, to go through what you had to go through, half a mile is grueling. It's like going through hell. To go through what he had to go through. So when you look at a runner like myself, and don't be alarmed, in some of my videos coming up, I'm going to be talking about running and how it's helped me in my therapy, in my health, and mentally, emotionally, and all those other wonderful areas of my life, even sexually. Running has helped me sexually so much, guys. If you want to know how it has, please subscribe, like, and follow. I will tell you in detail how running has helped me so immensely, and just physical fitness when it comes to sexual performance. All right, so I'm looking it up, and here's where they're pretty factual, because it was one location to another. They had a destination, so it was half a mile. I was getting kind of mixed signals from, but we have an archaeologist that did a study, but he was an 1800s archaeologist, closer to the time, but still in 1800s, who did a study on the weight of the cross, and with all of the archaeological findings that he found, and his estimate to be 165 pounds was the cross. 165 pounds. Now, stay with me, guys. Stay with me on this video, guys. This is going to help all of us, okay? And it has nothing to do with your religion, okay? So listen. There's some other ones, I think, as stories and books like to exaggerate maybe a little bit more. There's some other findings saying that the cross was 300 pounds. There were some saying it was 165 pounds. There were some saying 150. And there were some saying it was 150 to 300 estimated. So overall, but I would say the archaeologist is probably pretty spot on, since he's in the 1800s and he had evidence to use to try to get more detailed findings of that weight. So let's say it was 165 pounds, and you got a half a mile. And to a runner like myself, half a mile is nothing. But guys, that half a mile, he endured beatings, stoning, shouting, cursing, whips, kicks, the belittling mental, emotional, physical, psychological torture while carrying 165 pounds in the grueling hot sun on his back. Let's not forget that the guy Simon, who helped him carry that cross for more than half the way. Simon from Syria, I believe they called it Simon from Syria. He was a dark-skinned gentleman. He was an African-American gentleman, but he was a Syrian. And he initially did not want to help. He did not want to carry the cross. And I read and I went through a couple hours of reading information about all these details, the cross weight, the distance, the locations, the distance that he went, the women, the men that were in there that gave factual proof and evidence when looking back in the research, who those people were that were alive, that it really happened. And he was even in, I think it was in chapters of Luke, Mark, and something else. There was three of the men who gave specific, detailed, word for word, saying, "His, as your holiness carries the cross from here to here." And Luke and Mark specifically mentioned Simon. And Simon did not want to carry the cross. He didn't want to help. The guards actually forced him to. And then there was accounts saying that he had looked at Jesus. It was Jesus that was carrying the cross. Sorry, not God. Jesus. God gave his only son, Jesus to the earth, and so he was here. And Jesus Christ gave the look to Simon. And Simon, there was writing saying that Simon saw this in his face and then attempted to help and service him and help him. Initially not wanting to, didn't like the fact that he was being forced by the guards. And then he saw and looked in his eyes. They made eye contact with each other near the cross. And he knew his name. Even Simon, there was even actually words from Simon after the fact. Simon had to endure some type of treatment. But anyways, not to veer off track, the point of me telling you all this, guys, is very clearly that we don't want to face the wrath that is given to us. Like, we don't want to face. Sometimes we see somebody that is going through the most difficult time in their life, losing their family, maybe possibly going through a divorce and losing their home, losing their family, losing everything. And you have many times we see this happening, or many times it's us, and it's us that are this is happening to, and we don't want to bear the pain and the suffering. We don't want to face it. We don't want to get under the cross and carry. We don't want to accept, look in our own eyes in the mirror and accept what is happening to us. And by resisting, you already know, By resisting, you make it more difficult for yourself. When we fully accept, when we look at the reality of our lives, the reality of you missing your child, missing your family, going through a divorce, separation, hurting that you're missing the woman, hurting that you're missing your daughter, your son, that you're missing your life that you had. You have to you have to reveal yourself to yourself. Guys, there is no healing unless you have revealing. Once you reveal yourself, you heal yourself. And when you look in your eyes, and you look into yourself in the mirror, and I've done this, stand in the mirror. Look straight at yourself. Tell yourself, reveal yourself to yourself, and say, I'm going through the most difficult, darkest time of my life. And I will go through this. And I will pick up this cross. And even if you're not religious, I will pick up this pain. I will pick it up and I will bear it. And I will walk it. And I will carry it from one place to the other. And put it down. Because it does not define the end of me. It does not define me. It's time for you to really, really look at our pain as part of the process of your life. A stranger on YouTube, a guy on YouTube, cannot possibly love you more than you love yourself. You know, this guy that's gone through it, has gone through the pain of missing your children, the gut-wrenching pain, death, homelessness, rejection of all kinds from every area, from everything I've set my life into, my business, my neighbors, my finances, my bank, my vehicles, my this and that, all my business relationships. Rejected 110%. At every corner I turned, I was rejected by all the things that I built up, that I placed around me, rejected me. My own family, my own friends, my own everything. And for a woman I can just hear the women. I just hear the let me just reveal the trauma that's within me that I've heard over the decades. That, well, you did this. You did this to yourself, and you know, you have to man up. And let me explain something to you. There are a lot of wonderful men out there that did nothing to cause this to themselves. And even if they did, nobody has the right to inflict pain on others. Can you imagine you being that person and saying, well, you did this to yourself? Can you imagine being that person that has not walked in their shoes? My God. Can you imagine how many people they've affected with that type of mentality? For that person listening and thinking that for that moment, for that person, I say unto you, because I've heard hundreds of people say that to me, to my face, around me in my life, from Atlanta, Georgia to California. I've had hundreds of people tell me that. And for those people, I say, you know, you won't stop hurting others until God makes you feel the same pain you inflict on others. And I'm not going to be religious. I'm not religious. I'm not religious. I don't believe in all of the different paths that man has created. I believe in a higher spiritual power. But what I want to say to you is that this is the truth, the light, and the way that you need to reveal yourself to yourself in order to heal yourself. Look in the face of agony and pain within you and accept it and help you. Only you can help you. And remember, it was two that went along that path. One, the conscious you, the one who does not want to do this, does not want to go through this. It wants to be lazy, doesn't want to go to the gym, doesn't want to this and that and this and that. And then there's a subconscious you knowing I have to go through this fire right now, this pain. And you are looking at yourself. You are a reflection of your inner subconscious. And you must reveal yourself to yourself. And take up the pain and fully accept it in hand, because only in your hand can you hold and can you let go. And you will let it go. You will let it go. Because it's not going to consume you. It will not define you. It does not represent you in this worldly walk that you have for yourself. I love you guys so much. And you're going to heal. And you're going to have happiness. And you are a good man. There is no millions and hundreds of people that can tell you wrong and you believe it. There is no possible way that one person can say it and you believe it. You are good men. And there's good women out there too. And they're listening. And we must love them and respect them. And men and women, love your man and respect your man. And vice versa. See, there was two under that cross. And even our own Jesus Christ needed help and assistance. And I want to read something. Simon of Syria said, and it was his word, it was quoted that he had said, I looked at him in the eyes and he spoke my name. To my surprise, he knew who I was. He knew who I was. I love you guys. I'll talk to you again soon.